Hi all, my name is Jody and this is my very first YouTube video. One of my favorite things to do is to look at travel vlogs, as it is my hope that when I retire I can go full-time RVing around the US. But to get us started, I thought I'd take you to one of my favorite places in the world, Kansas City. We start our day at Liberty Memorial and then end up at Union Station to see the Pompeii exhibit. And of course, when in Kansas City, you have to eat. I hope you enjoy my day. Again, my name is Jody and this is my journey.
So that's how you go down and get your tickets to go inside the museum. But you're free to walk around outside all you want. So here's the Liberty Memorial is what it's called. And again, the National World War I Museum interest is down there. So let's take a look.
And I'll apologize now for some audio and some shaky video in places. I'm still learning. Thanks.
After seeing some of the activity down at Union Station here, I decided just to walk down from the memorial. Parking was free there at the Liberty Memorial, and I had a great spot. So going down is not going to be the problem. Coming back up might be, but we got time, so we'll just take it. As I'm walking down, I ran into this sign here, and it made me think and remind people that another place here that a lot of people don't know about is the Money Museum. The Federal Reserve building in Kansas City is right behind the Liberty Memorial, and they have a money museum. And it's really fascinating to see what happens to money after it's used. That's one of the cool things that I remember from it. We had an advertising class do a client project with them once, and so we got to tour the Money Museum. And I don't think, like I said, a lot of people don't know about it. So if you're in Kansas City, I would definitely put that on a visit list. It's great stuff for kids too. They have some etchings and stuff like that kids can do. So it's just an all-around fun place to be. It's the Money Museum. It is in the Federal Reserve building that is right behind the National World War I Museum, behind Liberty's Memorial. So Crown Center is the shopping area, and then Union Station. So that's where we're headed down to, is Union Station. Pioneer Mother is a famous statue that's here in Kansas City. So just giving you some where we are.
My audio here was really bad, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. This is a memorial plaque at Union Station, as you can see, in memory of some law enforcement officers who were killed in the Kansas City Massacre, which happened on June 17th in 1933. The federal agents and officers were transporting Frank Nash to prison when Pretty Boy Floyd and a couple other gangsters tried to rescue him. Nash was killed in the shootout, as were a couple of the agents. So it's a pretty big event in Kansas City history. Kansas City is replete with gangster history, and so maybe we'll do a day trip with that as well. This is at the Pierpont's restaurant, so if you're ever in Kansas City at the Union Station, it's a wonderful place to eat. A little more expensive, but makes for a very nice evening. And so you might want to make reservations there. We also have the Amtrak station there in Kansas City, and a couple other restaurants and craft shows. So I'll let you enjoy a tour then of this beautiful building. I'm so glad that they've been able to do some things with it, because you can see the architecture and then here the ceiling just stunning. It's one of my favorite places in Kansas City. Section of, before you entered into the Pompeii exhibit, they had a bunch of photos and videos, etc., of natural disasters that had occurred in the Kansas City area. Obviously, no volcanoes, but most of the disasters that happen in the Kansas City area obviously are going to be tornadoes or floods, although there was also some information about the great dust storms of the Depression era. So this is kind of an interesting place to hang out for a little bit before you headed down to the Pompeii exhibit. The line to the exhibit wasn't too bad. We probably waited about 20 or 30 minutes. Um, it goes pretty fast because they let a bunch of people in at the same time. It was kind of hard to shoot much video in there, obviously, because it's a museum, and so things were lighted and the room was dark and things like that. But I tried to capture a few things just so you could get a sense about the exhibit. Pompeii obviously happened 79 AD. The entire city was wiped out by a volcano. Um, a lot of the exhibit was sort of replication of the homes and what it was like to live in that area. They did have some original pieces that they got from the excavation, but they also had a lot of replica pieces. And so sometimes it was kind of hard to tell what was from that era and what was a replica. But it was overall really enjoyable to learn a lot about the city, and it was, obviously such a sad thing. But I just wandered around a little bit. It was a little hard. Like I said, it was a little crowded. It was a Saturday, and it was beautiful weather. It was 70 degrees after being very cold for a long time. So I think a lot of people just wanted to get out and about. So.
Pompeii's best known one was run by two procurers by the name of Africanus and Victor. The building was on 2 floors. On the ground floor were 5 small.
They had a number of bodies in this section as well, but I just didn't feel comfortable videotaping them. So I just had a picture of this dog that was found in the ruins. At the end of the exhibit, they had also some photos or some artwork from Andy Warhol about the Pompeii eruption. And so that was kind of interesting. Not a big Warhol fan, sorry if you are, but at least it was appropriate and a different take of art and that particular event. And then at the very end is the gift shop, of course, which honestly I found a little tacky. But I guess if you have a kid, and you can always take the science side of things and see, you can have them grow their own little volcano. So that was kind of fun. Now, a trip to Union Station, for me at least, is not complete without a stop at the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory for some truffles. It was right before lunch, so actually I just took them to go. But I love that place.
If you exit Union Station, go around the side and take the sidewalk on Main Street, you can cross the railroad tracks, thus the Union Station, and go to one of my favorite places to eat. So we're going to go in there. It's called Grünauer's. It's an Austrian restaurant that has, in my opinion, the best schnitzel this side of the big pond. So there's lunch. As you walk to Grünauer's behind Union Station, you'll pass by the Western Auto Building. It's an iconic sign in downtown Kansas City. It's been made into lofts now. I got to tour it one time, so pretty cool. But that sign is pretty famous. This is some of the stuff you can buy. This is for my friend Heinz. They have currywurst. Some different things. Again, actually they're really known for their goulash. And actually it's really, really good. It's just a little heavy for lunchtime. So what I get is not really on the menu. I just get the Wiener Schnitzel. I'm very boring. But lunch schnitzel. It's the lunch schnitzel if you ask for it. And it comes with a potato salad. Oh, here we go. Traditional schnitzel. That's my deal right there. I guess it is on the menu. So light and tender. Get that potato salad and a Pellegrino, and I'm good. Let's eat. So I forgot to take a picture before I bit into it. I couldn't wait for my schnitzel. So this is the Wiener Schnitzel. It comes with the potato salad, but I got a side of Spätzle just because it's absolutely scrumptious. And apparently on Saturdays I get 2 pieces of schnitzel, so that's nice. So I'll have leftover probably Spätzle and maybe some potato salad to take home and nice schnitzel tonight. So I love this place. It's just scrumptious. So food's a little warm right now, so I thought I'd take some shots. Hungry bread, obviously, really good, especially when it has the rye or caraway seed bread. I never get pumpernickel, but I wish they had that. And Pellegrino. So that's lunch at Grünauer's. I absolutely love it. Service is great. The people are great. It's a little expensive, but I only come down every now and then, so I've got to enjoy it while I can.
Well, I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me in Kansas City at some of my favorite places. And thanks so much for watching my very first YouTube video. Hopefully you'll continue to watch, and I'll continue to learn and grow and get better at taking pictures and sharing them with you. I've enjoyed the day. I hope you did. Again, this is Jody, and thanks for going with me on my journey.